Roofing contractors are second largest, most requested category on Better Business Bureau. You know why? Because nobody trusts a roofer. We only lose to online retailers. That category cannot be trusted either. A lot of people are checking their reviews, their complaints online before they buy from brand new website because they don't know if it's legit or if it's fake. But roofing contractors, we lead the way. We have more complaints and we have more inquiries on at least Better Business Bureau, and it just shows the picture than any other trade in the industry. In this video, I'm gonna share 8 nightmares that homeowners are having when they hire a roofing contractor, because every day 14 complaints is being filed with Better Business Bureau. That's just 2020 statistic, and the number is growing. 4 of those every single day goes unresolved. You heard me right. So the problem is real. A lot of homeowners are choosing contractors and have a nightmare experience with them later. In this video, I will go over 8 nightmare experiences and will teach you how to avoid them. Let's go. I've seen it all the time. As a matter of fact, I have testified a few times in court. Usually, if you receive one bid that much lower than others, it should be a red flag. I remember I stood in front of the judge testifying to him how bad the contractor did the job. Homeowner have hired asphalt contractor who's supposed to be fixing roads to fix their flat roof. You know what he did? It was a big hole, big sag in the commercial roof, and he poured concrete to fill the gap instead of patching it with the plywood. When I say I've seen it all, I've seen it all. But what was crazy about this story, they have paid $4,000 to that contractor. They received 4 bids. Other 3 were above $10,000. This guy was gonna charge them 5 or 6. And I'm like, how you could not see the red flag here? Sometimes going with the cheaper might be okay, but 80% of complaints on Better Business Bureau with the contractors are resulting from cheapest bids, because we're dealing with a lot of materials and a lot of labor, and we have to be profitable. If you are the cheapest bid, you have to save on materials or labor. And good labor is not cheap. Good materials is not cheap. There is a reason why they are the cheapest. Sometimes they might be the cheapest because they're extremely efficient. So if you're dealing with the $50 million companies that have been in business for 30 years, maybe they're the cheapest because they're buying in bulk and they're just know what they're doing. But it's rarely the case. Again, 80% of complaints that we see online comes from the cheapest bids. A lot of times those contractors nowhere to be found. They don't have online presence. They're not licensed. So be careful who you trust the initial deposit. It's okay to pay people down payment, but make sure that you have some leverage. What's gonna happen if they disappear? If they don't have online reviews, if they're not licensed with the state, with the local authorities who regulates contractors' work, guess what? When they're gone, you have nowhere to complain. Have some leverage. Do not hire a contractor who don't have presentation online. That can be actually your average. You can write reviews, you can complain, and you can do something about it. And if you're dealing with someone who knocked at the door and you cannot find information about them anywhere, guess what? Later, when you have a problem with them, all you're gonna have is not answer phone calls. Sometimes you might be hiring someone for $5,000 or $6,000, but you have to understand this. If they do bad work, they actually might damage your property for the amount that exceeds that amount. So if you pay someone $10,000 and they remove the shingles and they did not put them on time, or they did a horrible job. Last week, I flew to Orlando to meet the homeowner who had a claim with the contractor we recommended. They purchased new roof from him, he did the job. Their roof never leaked before. Now they have a massive leak because he did not flash properly their chimney. Anybody can install shingles, but it's details that matter. This contractor did not know how to do proper flashing work. As a result, they have a cabinets wet, walls wet, and huge mess. I mean, it'll take a couple $1,000s to deal with that. Absolute nightmare experience. Nobody has to go through that. Like, I actually gonna pay for the damage because I made a recommendation, and I will talk to you at the end of the video what it is, what we do, and what our guarantee is all about. Happens all the time. Typical roofing job, re-roof should take 1, maybe 2 days. But there are a lot of paper contractors who are not present on the projects, who hires subcontractors and random guys off Craigslist, send it to your house, who don't know what they're doing, they're not managing them, and as a result, job drags forever. The complaint that we just received last week, it took them about 6 months, and at the end of 6 months, the job is still not done. Absolute nightmare. Homeowners pissed, contractors don't know if he ever be able to please them. It started with contractor installing a wrong color roof, has to redo it. Huge mess. Damaged gutters, leaks, a lot of shoddy workmanship. Long story short, 6 months later, the job is still not done. Happens all the time, more times than you think. If you hire a contractor, make sure you hire a professional that specializes in it. Try to avoid contractors who do it all. Today they're drywallers, tomorrow they're painters, after tomorrow they're doing floors. Those are usually the one who takes the longest. If you hire a roofing professional who does roofs every single day, your job should take a day, maybe 2, maybe 3, depends on the project, but it should not take 6 months to complete the project. Happens all the time as well. Sometimes roofers are really good on a roof, but you need to understand that the amount of debris that comes from your roof is massive. You're talking about 2,000-3,000 nails. You're talking about a lot of shingles, a lot of weight that can destroy your flowers, destroy your grass. Those nails are hard to pick up. You have to be very efficient. So cleaning is part of the job. I've seen kids, dogs getting hurt. I've seen a lot of flat tires in my life. Absolute nightmare experience, especially if you have little children and if you have pets like dogs or cats or maybe some farm animals. Make sure that before your roofer starts the project, he will explain to you how he's gonna manage the cleanup. One of the most important things, like that's why we've been recommending Catch-All from the day one, and Catch-All is sponsor of our channel. We absolutely appreciate Catch-All, their invention and what they do for the community, because with a system like Catch-All, this problem will be solved and this nightmare will go away. Heath Hicks, the founder of Catch-All, was a roofing contractor who could not figure out how to clean. No matter what he did, no matter how many tarps he purchased, you know, they always have tears, they always have nails, and they were just tired, keep coming back. So make sure your roofer has something like that in place, maybe equipped her, maybe they're just super cool, but you want to be sure you convinced that the guy who's sitting in front of you, not just a good roofer, but also good cleaning, and it's important to him. Common problems are high nailing. A lot of guys just want to go faster, faster, faster. Not proper adjustments of their nail guns. If your pressure is too high, your nail will go a little bit too deep, and as a result, your shingle will not have that 130-mile wind warranty, and you will be able to pick it up with the 2 fingers. Nothing to do with the product, nothing to do with the materials, nothing to do with your house, but everything to do with the skill and following instructions. And I see it all the time. Worst nightmare job. You pay someone, they install entire roof, and it looks good until it doesn't, until you go in and pick it up and rip it all apart because they did not follow nailing pattern, or they did not do starter shingle, or they did not install ice and water barrier, and you have ice dams in the wintertime. Nightmare after nightmares because someone did not follow instruction, and then they go out of business. You try to file warranty with manufacturer, and the first thing you're going to hear is they did not follow manufacturer instructions, you don't have a warranty. Make sure that they are certified, make sure they have good relationship with the manufacturer they install. Every manufacturer has a little bit different requirements and they have to follow them. A lot of times you think you are safe because someone from the government came and inspected your job. As a contractor, let me tell you a few things about those inspections. They are not there to protect yourself. They're simply record keepers. I think the main purpose of those permits and inspections is just to collect money for the jobs, right? It's taxation, another form of taxations, but also public record who did the work. That's about it. The job we just inspected last week, I was in shock that in Orlando, Florida, that job passed inspection. I asked homeowner why did they inspect it, and they said, well, they didn't go on a roof. They said it's not their job to actually inspect it. I'm telling you, in many jurisdictions, it's just a record-keeping function of the government. Many people look at them as a code officials and they're gonna make your roofer accountable. Listen, those are not roofers and they don't know all the details. They're gonna just come out, see that the roof is done. Unless they see something extraordinary different, they probably gonna pass that permit, despite the fact that you might be having code violations and main issues with the job. In some areas, it's pretty tough. In some areas in Florida, coastal, usually you have better code enforcements, and those inspectors do look with a microscope, making sure that you tie it in and they actually have dry inspection and final inspection. But in most places, it's not the case. So just because your roofer pulled a permit and closed the permit does not mean that he did a good job. You still might have a leak and you still might have some nightmares later. I mean, think about it. You have 5-6 guys working on 2-3 story house. Anything can happen. And it's very sad, but it does happen. A couple of years ago, we have a case here in Minneapolis where a gutter installer was trying to install the gutter, was all the way at the front at the edge, 8 feet off the ground, leaned forward, dropped on his head, died on the spot. You know, it's my nightmare for years. I always been paranoid if something would happen. I have a couple guys injured. It does happen. The problem here, and second nightmare out of it that might come out, if the contractor was not insured, now you might have a little battle who's gonna pay for it. That's why it is important to make sure that your contractor have that work liability insurance, that work comp insurance, because if they don't, you might be liable for any accidents on your property. It's sad, but it's true. It's still a nightmare. Those are my top 8 on my list of nightmares. Comment below if I missed anything or something did not make sense. If you're the homeowner and you're looking for roofing or any other contractor, this is what I do for a living now. You can send us estimates that you're getting. You can schedule a call with us about consultation about your job. We would love to help you any way we can. We have an amazing network of best of the best contractors in US and Canada. Every single day we get inquiries. We will help you with a dispute. If we do make bad recommendation, or if contractor will do something shady or quality of work will be in question, we will investigate. We will listen to you, we will listen to them. And if contractor is in the wrong, we will come and we will make it right. I'll give you an example. Last week, I dealt with one of those claims. $12,000 job. Homeowner paid the contractor $6,000. 6 months later, job is still not done. They fired the contractor, and contractor sent them bill for $6,000. We met the contractor, we met a homeowner. Everybody was super reasonable. Contractor says, Dimitri, I don't want to deal with this homeowner. I'm okay walking away and, you know, essentially losing $6,000. Homeowner said they're willing to hire someone else or fix it themselves. I said if the amount of repairs will exceed $6,000, and most likely it will, we will give them a couple $1,000 on top of that to make it right. This is what we do. In those cases of nightmare experiences, we're gonna step in and we're gonna make it right. I'm gonna put link to directory below. You can go put your zip code and look for the contractors near you. If you don't see a contractor near you, reach out to us and we will try to find one for you manually. If you're the contractor and you feel like you're a good player in this game, we are looking for painters, plumbers, HVAC, pretty much all categories. We have roofers, but there's many areas in the country we still don't have even roofers. We are growing super fast. Every month we connect a couple hundred contractors to our homeowners already. And if you have a roofing job, it would be my honor to serve you. Comment below and like this video if you like it. I'll see you guys in the next video.